So I woke up this morning hungover from yesterday's escapades. I had one of those nights where you can't remember what you did yesterday, right? And I was hanging out with my girls, Lusty Lindsay and Prideful Priscilla, and something told me to roll over in the bed and look at the clock. And I realized that it was 10:45, and I get married at noon. So I pulled myself up out of my deep slumber, and I stumbled over to the mirror, and I saw this woman looking back at me with her hair all over her head and her mascara running and her lipstick was smudged. And I was standing in my dirty wedding dress, and I turned around and I looked at the clock again. And I knew what time it was, but I needed to see it, and it said it was 10:45. And I get married at noon, and I don't know what I'm gonna do, because I know my family is on their way to get me ready. But I'm afraid that if I wait, my groom may not be there. Well, see, I've been cheating on my groom, and he knows that I know that I've been cheating, but for some reason he stays with me. So I'm afraid that if I wait for my family to get here to print me and prep me, he may not be there, and I may be too late. And I turn around and I look at the clock again, and it says it's 10:45, and I get married at noon, and I don't know what I'm gonna do, if I should wait for them and if I should just go. And I look at this woman again in the mirror staring at me with her makeup everywhere and her hair everywhere, standing in her dirty wedding dress. See, I put on my wedding dress because I didn't want to take the time to get ready for my wedding in the morning. I was that drunk, and I'm dirty, and my girlfriends are nowhere to be found, and I got a decision to make. And I look at this woman again, and I at least owe it to my groom to go and see if he'll be there. And even though I hesitate for a moment, I pick my courage up off the floor, because I'm gonna go see my groom, because I at least owe him that. I really do. So I pick up my wedding dress, and see, I can't wait on the elevator, so I run down the stairs, and I drop my wedding dress behind me on the ground, and I start to run for the church. And I'm thinking about all the people that are looking at me, wondering where she's going in this dirty wedding dress, but I don't have time to think about them, because I have this war going on in my mind. One part of me is telling me that I'll never be good enough and I'll never be perfect enough. Another part is telling me that it doesn't matter because he told you that you can start something new with him. Another part is telling me to turn around and go back because that's where my identity is. But another part is telling me that he said he wanted to create something new in you, so you should just go. This other part is telling me that he's not even gonna be there because you've been cheating on him. This other part is telling me that he's gonna be there because you've been cheating on him, and he knew that anyway. And I have this war going on that's telling me to turn around and go back. And this other part is telling me that I should head for the church. And I find myself in front of it, and I see the stairs, and every single step I take And I approach the altar and I face my groom and I say, Jesus Christ, I submit my life to you. And he says, my beautiful beloved, do you know how important you are to me? You're so much more important than the lilies and the birds and the trees. And I love you more than you ever think.